Welcome to another video by Stands Auto Repair. Today I'm going to be removing the rear transmission motor mount on my wife's Cobalt. I believe it's shot. I can't really look at it. I'll show you here in a minute why, because there's a lot of metal bracing around it, but we have evidence of it's probably shot because we have a lot of vibration on the passenger side, and let me go ahead and turn the camera around. And what I'm talking about here is yeah, let me get a okay. Back here you have is where the transmission, the axle goes into the what I call extension of the transmission, because on a Dodge Neon, as an example, the axle is double the length of this because we don't have the extension. But let me go get a flashlight because this light on the camera is not doing any flashlight. I really need to get my light fixtures working again. But right there is your transmission mount, and your transmission is right there, but you can see where it's connected on the back of the transmission right there. That is the extended housing that the actual axle goes into, and I believe, I can't really see on this side, but what will help, let me get some covers off here. Wow, I just did a lot of recording and didn't even have the record button pushed. But okay, basically the symptom we have is like, okay, here's your axle, which the axle's been replaced, and then here's the axle, right? And my fingers are where it goes in, okay? And basically what we got is this housing here is vibrating like that, which is sending the vibration down towards the wheel here. So the vibration's coming here and it's causing that vibration like this. So it almost would make the sensation like you got a warped rotor. Your tie rod is vibrating. Your ball joint down on the bottom. You could have a bad sway bar length, with it's making it. You get different wobbles. So you have a wobble kind of like that, or your strut is bad, so you'd get more of a. So there's a lot of different things that could cause wobble. Your sway bar back here is vibrating. But see, we've replaced all that stuff. Axle, links, sway bar, all that. So all that's been replaced. So what I had my wife do is we jacked it up, and I might be able to get her to come out here and do this again so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Is that vibration right back there where the axle goes in, which I think, since it's been doing that, since whoever had this car previous time, that vibration has vibrated so much, it's wore that seal out. So I'm going to work on getting this out, and we'll go from there. From what I can see, we have a bolt there, a bolt there, the bolt that goes through, and it looks like we have a third bolt right down the center. So there's one there on that side, one there on that side, and then one right down there in the center, and then that one in the center. And that should release, unless there's some bolts back there across that the brace part of the frame. So I'll have to get under there and look at that. But I got my impact charging, so I'll be back once the impact's charged and I figure out what all size sockets I need.
Right.
these top bolts up here are 18 millimeter. Now, I got the car jacked up a little further so I could actually get under it. Okay. Okay, there's 3 more bolts, which are right there, and they are not 18 millimeter, they're actually smaller. So let me go get some smaller, and I'm thinking those are probably anywhere from 14 to 16, so I'll be right back. Those 3 bolts right here are 15 millimeter, and then the bolts which are up here are actually 18, and by looking at it a little bit more, it looks like I don't need to take the brace off, which is this right here. I can remove the 1 bolt that goes through and this here. So what I need to do now is get my jack and get it braced up on this, so when I go to remove it, transmission don't drop. But this right here is the extension of the transmission I was talking about. Which I mean, it really doesn't matter since this is a Chevy, but I think I got you guys upside down. But anyways, I got you turned back around. That's that extension I'm talking about, and I don't know if we have damage inside here, but I'm really hoping that it is the actual motor mount. But let's go ahead and trying to get the bolts in the camera angle. Here we go. Hopefully I got you guys. Oh, wrong one. So you got these 3 here. Okay, that's tidy. Oh, there's 1. There's 2. There's 3. So I'll leave that socket down here. Oh. Let's get out from underneath the car. Should have jacked it up a little bit higher. Okay. Now, do I have this righty tighty or lefty loosey? Okay, it's lefty loosey. There we go. Yep, I'm definitely gonna have to get an extension. I'm gonna work on this one. Let's get focused here. There we go. I'm gonna work on this one because I'm gonna have to get a pipe and everything, get down there to loosen that one up. But I'll be right back. I'm gonna work on getting this out, getting those 3 bolts, and then getting that loose, and then we'll get that out. In order to get to this bolt, you can get it from the side, passenger side. Just make sure you get you some pretty good extensions. Probably 1 good, 2 good long ones. And then make sure you have you a breaker bar, a good breaker bar. Because that bolt that's in there is in there pretty tight. But that's how I had to get it. I got it loose now, so I'll actually be able to finish it off from up above. But that I actually might be able to, yeah, I can actually twist it with my hand. But now I should be able to get it the rest of the way off. I will tell you what, it's not easy. So now I can actually get down in here. Might have to pull the O2 sensor, unless I can get around it. Oh. Come on, focus. There we go. Yeah, I think I'll reuse the extensions and just use my impact. So I'm gonna work on getting that out fully charged. But here's that face cover right there, and then here's the bolt. I just use the extension 18 millimeter and my impact to get it the rest of the way out. Now I'm gonna get underneath the car and probably use my impact to get these bottom 3 bolts out. Oh, let's... Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Which these are 15s. Okay. Which I got the transmission braced, which they're right there. Oh, I got a 1/2 inch socket. I need to get my 1/2 inch. Oh, there she is. Let's go ahead and pop that off. Get that in there. There we go. Cord out of my face. Really? There we go. My impact. I left this bad boy outside, so you can imagine what happened. Actually over here. Yeah, there they are right there. Let's see if I got something I can get. There we go. Oh. Oh. Only can bring them so far. Whoop, that's tight. There's one bolt. Oh. Tell you, when the cars are close to the ground, it's not always easy to get this stuff out. There's another bolt, so there's 2. Now for the 3rd one. Wonder if they make sockets that have like little grips down here in the bottom. There we go. Now we can get the rest of the way out with my finger. Right, there's 3. Oh. What? Now I just gotta Get this bad boy out somehow. Okay, twist. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, yeah. It's broken. And that's what's making it hard to get out. Jesus. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need 2 hands, but I'm gonna work on getting this out. This, I believe, in the center's broke, which is kind of getting it caught. So I'm gonna stop recording here for the moment, and I'll be right back. Had to jack the transmission up just a little bit, and then had it flipped up like this, then flipped it, and then brought it straight up from the back of the engine. But looking at it, it don't look that bad until you get close here. You can see the crack. It splits. Man, I tell you, man, get something to point with. Okay, right down. See the crack? Comes all the way around, and then same thing on this side. It's cracked right here. So gonna go ahead and get us a new one, and putting this back in is pretty much the same as removing it. Oh, and just to show you, this is an original mount. There's the GM stamp. There's the part number. So it's an original mount, and this is a 2008 Cobalt, I believe. Let's look in the door. Let's see, it is a, yeah, 2008 model. So 11 years. It's a pretty long time for a motor mount, I'd say. But there we go. I believe that's our issue, which I'm really hoping so. Since we're doing that motor mount, might want to go ahead and get this other one that's right there. I'll probably end up changing that one out too. That way both transmission mounts are changed, I believe. And then you have the other transmission mount that is located over there. And you have one more mount that is your front mount of your engine, because technically this is the front of the engine. Where the serpentine belts run would be considered the front of the engine. And then where the transmission meets up is the rear of the engine. So these two technically are side mounts if the engine was actually faced this way and the transmission was actually back that way. But as we all know, front wheel drive cars, this is the setup. Rear wheel drive cars, the engines are actually this way. Alright, thank you all for watching. Please like. Thank you all for watching. I will say this is definitely an interesting repair, especially being on the ground. It's a little bit more work. Not having the correct tools at the moment made it harder, especially since I had to hunt everywhere for my extensions. What's made it really hard is I didn't have the 1/2 inch to 3/8, which is what I was looking for. I have one somewhere. I really got to go through my tools and get them organized. But other than that, thanks for watching. Remember, as I always say, if it's broke, fix it. If you haven't, please hit that like button. That really helps me out. And also hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you know when I upload a new video. And I will say, me and my wife, we're going to be working on getting us a pickup truck that can actually tow, trying to find us an actual trailer that we can load cars on, and then this is planned on in the future. Hopefully taxes are pretty good. That way we can actually go do this. And then she is real interested in it, and so am I. I was surprised that she brought it up. But she wants to go out and just start buying all these cheap cars, $200, $300, $400 cars, bringing them in here, fixing them up. I got my eyes on, I think it's an 87 Chevy van. It's up at her cousin's house. It's pretty much been sitting there, I think, 12, 13, I'd say about maybe 15 years. It was so-called parked running, but it's been sitting there since then. I'm going to talk to her cousin's mother and see if maybe she wants to sell it. That would be a pretty good, interesting video, I would say. And if we're able to get it, I will definitely make a video showing it and going around and kind of looking at it. You don't see many of these vans anymore, especially this style. They're just gone, especially for the cash for clunkers back when President Obama was president. A lot of the older vehicles just disappeared, especially out here in the north, in the northern regions, and then the south. A lot of those old cars just disappeared. But I do know out in the Midwest, specifically Kansas, Minnesota, Kansas, Arkansas, California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, there's still a lot of really old cars out that area, especially if you watch Roadkill or Roadkill's Junkyard Gold. Plenty of those older cars. There is quite a bit here in the South, but it's really hard to get your hands on one that is actually in good condition, because even the rust buckets is what I call them, the ones that's going to cost $12, $14, $20, $30,000 to get back in good condition, they're wanting $10,000, $15,000 for it, and they don't even have an engine or transmission. That's the problem. And what I'm looking for is a Corvair, which you can get those pretty dirt cheap, but they're really hard to find. But anyways, again, thank you all for watching. Remember, if it's broke,